Hello, this is the review of episode 10 RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 10 The Snatch Game. This is Pedro, and welcome to Beyond the Drag, where we dive into drag contests worldwide. We have the merge of the queens finally, and we are having new entrance looks. So, as usual, I'm going to rank them and start with this. My ranking system goes 0 meaning worst and 5 meaning perfection, and I will order them along with. Up first, I have Cynthia with 2.5. I always appreciate when we do see queens changing their aesthetic or trying different things, but with Cuckoo, it feels this still has to be edited a lot. I do love these alternative aesthetics. I like the robotic mannerism she was serving, but I think the miss of this outfit is that it needed a bigger shoulder. All these spikes needed to be bigger in the top so it could have more dimension. Overall, the pieces she has in the legs and the arms are safe and not in a bad way because they were well constructed, but as a whole, it doesn't work on her favor through all the look. I think the material needed to be combined with more different textures, like the brighter purple color from one of the long gloves or the small eyelets we see on the spikes slash triangles from the shoulder. Next, I have Diabetes with 2.8. Like Cynthia, the miss for me is that I didn't understood the look. Like, is she a dominatrix? I'm sorry, maybe I didn't get something. I don't know. I mean, the difference from Cynthia is that this has a better execution because it involved decisions that made the look more consistent. I really loved the flurry hat, how she used the animal print. There's a good balance between the white fabrics and the animal print, and that's what I can say about from this look. Now, I have Ginger Minch with 3.8. The situation is the same like that one when she appeared with her first entrance look. Even though the first one was a better look, but both fall into a safe zone. And when it comes to this one, well, it's classic drag, which is not bad, but we have seen this from Ginger a lot of times. There's some stuff I will edit from this look. When it comes to the shoulders, we can see the pat down because clearly it has a different color. And for me, it's a detail that actually can destroy the fantasy. The wig is marvelous. All the confection of the dress is not bad. And as I said, I would have expected something more out of the box from her, like we just saw on the paper dolls runway. Now I have Lydia with 4.5. This is really elevated. And I have to say, all the looks from here forward are just so good. With Lydia, she has a good cut on the dress, clever decision on the colors of the fabric, the textures with the subtle dark lines we see give her more silhouette. It's a Lydia look, but pageant. Just really well done. I can understand this can be considered a safe look in a sense, because it's just another pageant dress, but this one is just really well made, and this is different for her. The times we have seen her with a look like this was in the Little Shop of Horse runway, obviously with a different idea than this one, and that's why I appreciate Lydia having served this look, because it's something different. Next, I have Bosco with 4.5. This is Bosco's brand. I was sure we saw something similar from her before, and yeah, it was like that. About this look, I think it's really clever. There's no miss when it comes to the wig, the shoulder, how she implemented the spikes, the earrings. I'm not the best fan of the makeup. I don't know why. I feel maybe it was too simple for a look like this. I can understand as a whole looks cohesive, but I think it could have been more over the top. The body is well constructed. When it comes to the fabric and the silhouette, she has this silhouette that gains more volume thanks to the clever decision of the fabric on the middle. Because on the middle, we see a straight line going narrower on the bottom of the dress where we see the tentacles. So this was truly clever and really good, a good execution. The tentacles are a good addition. Maybe I feel it needed to be a little bit bigger, but as I said, really good execution overall and a really good look. Next, I have Aya with 4.6. The look itself is the construction of the wings. There's no miss. I like the accessories she used, the headpiece with the feathers. I feel the heels could have been a golden color and in that way have a better cohesion. As well, I think that when it comes to the dress, it could have been done better, but this is not bad. And as I pointed out in the beginning, the look itself are the wings. There are these moments where Aya closes the wings and it looks perfect. It totally fits to all her body and it's just perfection. Now, on third place, I have Jorgeous with 4.8. Starting with what I didn't like, I just feel the wig was not the best decision. I do understand it was made and choose like that so that it could have more dimension overall and this could work with the look. But I think she could have used a different one with a headpiece. The makeup is really well done. All the construction of the dress is so clever and beautiful. The fit, where specifically the fabric pleats were placed, there's no miss in that. And for real, Jorgeous is serving any miss almost every time. Now, on second place, I have Mistress with 4.9. The only detail that I saw could have been improved was the construction of the little corset piece. For me, it could look more elevated because everything else is on point and perfection. The selection of accessories, the texture of the dress, the wig, something different, everything is on point and I think this is really fresh for Mistress. It was risky and it had a beautiful execution. And on first place, Irene, and it's a 5. Oh my god, everything on point, complex, carnival meets fantasy, alternative, Irene's brand, the construction of the wings, the cohesion on the body and the look, the complex wig, the makeup, everything looks really expensive. And with this and what she serves later in this episode, ooh! I can say Irene is giving the best looks from all the queens and just want to repeat how this has no misses and it's always like that with Irene. it's perfection. Let's move on. Ru states she is wiping the points and everyone starts from 0. And we are having one top and the bottom two need to lip sync for their lives. We jump to the maxi challenge and I'm going to start reviewing each performance by the order they were introduced. Here we go, the snatch game. Up first on the performance of Bosco, she did safe, I will say, and I feel her introduction was too much scripted. She is the one who participates through the middle. We have the immediate switch to Joan Rivers. And like Mistress, I feel it was over the top in a bad way. Here is when I would say less is more. And just when I feel it was already too over the top, Bosco decides to appear as Chair. And honestly, for me, this was smelling bottom because, again, I mean, she didn't deliver a single joke and it was too much. So 2.5 for me. On Jorgeous, it was really safe and kinda landing in the bottom for me. I thought her introduction was not funny. They start with her on the first question, and again, it was just not funny. On her next interaction, she just jokes on hitting Mistress impersonation. For me, again, any joke. She replies in the card with Rumba Gasolina, and it's not even a Pitbull song as I'm concerned. So I don't know. I just thought it was bad. She could have delivered any other joke right there, and it was a 1.5 for me. We have Daya. Her introduction was good. I think she was able to answer quick and clever to the first ball from Ru. On the second interaction, I think it was actually bad, and even I feel the edit favored her a bit. And that's all we see from her. Just two interactions. It was 2.5 for me, at least on what we saw. On Cynthia, now she could have set up a lore on a Dracula which was Latina instead of what she did, or something alike. I don't know. I think that would have been pretty funny, or at least some additional context for the Dracula character she was portraying. Because for sure she was not able to respond to that in the introduction. She was the second one on being asked what she wrote, and there's no joke. Again, when Rue asks where is she from, she does her teeth beat, which was not in the correct timing to do so. Next, she has another interaction and she doesn't have a punchline. So I don't know. I think it was pretty bad. I mean, as I said, she didn't deliver any lore, any backstory to the character, so it's a 1 for me. Now, Irene. I think the mannerisms are on point. The theatricality shining through her performance. She looked pretty confident. Like Bosco, her introduction felt like a little bit scripted. On the second interaction, I think it was safe. But again, the theatricality was just perfection, and because of that, it's a 3.5 for me. Aya. I felt her introduction was good. She was serving the character. I didn't feel it was scripted, but on her second interaction, on her joke, Daya, Jorgeous, and Ginger took advantage to stand out, replying to what she said. And Aya sadly was not able to deliver an actual joke when she had her moment. And yeah, from what we saw, it was not good. It was a 2 for me. Now, Lydia. Like Irene and Bosco, I felt her introduction was scripted, but she was able to do good jokes already starting. There's something interesting with Lydia. Like Daya, we saw only two interactions on the edit, and the second interaction is almost through the end of the snatch game. And what we saw, it was actually good. I think that both were good interactions. She was able to deliver jokes and performance, and honestly, I don't see that she was a bottom. For me, she was a 3.5. Now, on Ginger, obviously, it's pretty well done. And like Lydia, she is serving jokes just starting her introduction. But something that right away I find disappointing is that she does. I did say this in the last emission with the Bachelor challenge, the Dogs challenge. She does the same character through all her Snatch games and the Maxi challenges performances. The only exception I found is the John Waters Maxi challenge that I mentioned in the last episode. Because besides that, everything else is just Ginger acting the same persona again and again. I don't know if it's only me, okay? But I do think it needs to be pointed out, because I do think that a lot of other queens has been pointed out because of this. Anyway, I like how she took the opportunity of throwing a joke while Jorgeous and Mistress were doing their bit. She is the third one being asked by Rue. She keeps delivering the heavy jokes even before delivering the main one. So because of that, obviously she did the best job. It's a 4.5 for me. On Mistress, she had a messy introduction and she could not deliver any joke. She didn't know how to reply to Ginger. She is the fifth one being asked on what she wrote. Mistress just delivers the answer right away without any joke on it, and being over the top in the worst way. On her next interaction, we have no punchline as well, and actually, well, she was the last one participating, so okay, yes, it was not good, it was pretty bad, I won. Now, on Raven winning, well deserved. Just saying that. And on who I had as a top, Ginger, obviously, as I said, but surprisingly, top two, Lydia, and top three, Irene, in a tie, right? 3.5. And Irene did save. So if you ask me, even though we know the third bracket, there was a bias on Ginger, she deserved a win here by far, and she had it easy. Like, okay, she had no competition, let's be real. On the bottoms, for sure, I do agree, Cynthia and Mistress. But for me, safe bottom, Jorgeous. And wow, we know the results, right? But now, let's jump to the runway. Category is tiramisu. I just remember you again. My ranking system goes 0 meaning worst and 5 meaning perfection, and the order goes along with it. On last place, I have Mistress with 1. I'm sorry, Mistress. I have a bias for campy looks, but right here the execution was just bad. And then without the reveal, she has literally the simplest dress out of everyone by far. So I just can't justify it. There's something that when I have perfect looks, sometimes I just don't have that much commentary because there's not much to edit. And with bad looks, it happens the same thing. I don't have that much commentary because I just can't find something redeemable. I think it's a good makeup, a good wig, and for real, that's it. Next, I have Cynthia with 3.5. Regardless of the bad execution on the reveal, which was part of the category, the suit itself is not bad. I think it could have looked more elevated if it was less voluminous. Maybe at this point, drag is more memorable when someone would give us a reveal that we didn't expect it, when we don't see it coming. Because if you have a look like Mistress, well, for sure, you know a reveal is coming. And now that I see my first places were the ones who had a reveal we didn't see coming. So I would appreciate more something like that with Cynthia. On the dress down, after the reveal, I don't think it had the best execution. The cut was too high. As Lorach said, it was not finished. We were seeing her panties. It has a safe execution when it comes to the breast and corset, but I think that design mistake on the cut destroys the look. And yeah, next I have Ginger with 4. Like the situation with Mistress and Cynthia, she is not selling oversized with the first look. It was just too big, and I feel it could be really good if it had a better execution. The pants didn't look like pants. I thought at first I was seeing a dress, honestly, and just a plain piece of fabric. Regardless, she does a pretty well-made wedding dress. I think it can fall in a safe position, but she just presented a really good look. It had a perfect proportion. It has a really good balance when it comes to the shoulders, the tail, and just a really good look. Now I have Daya with for that too. The sporty outfit could be done better, and I feel it was simple. When it comes to the reveal, it was well done. The dress she brought was really stupid, campy, again simple, but it's clever. She has these sweaty shades with rhinestones that give texture to the dress. Maybe it needed to give more texture through other elements, but as simple how it is clever, really good, and punk. Next, I have Aya with 4.3. I feel the dress without the reveal was good enough. It has a lot of texture. The reveal was not the best, and quick. But the dress down was really beautiful. The cut is so beautiful. She has this pleat that is connected to the upper part of the dress and goes down. It's pretty clever. The accessories are on point. It was a good work when it comes to the combination of textures and pretty beautiful. Now I have Lydia with 4.4. Totally Lydia. I love the padding, all the fabric she decided to use. The look without the reveal is already pretty good. She does the reveal and really smooth. The dress has a good cut overall. There's a good work on the colors she used. It's pretty high fashion. I appreciate also that for her makeup she decided to use this blue shadow and just a really good work overall. Next, I actually have the third, second, and first place in a tie with a 5. Because the next three works are just perfect for me. And up first, Bosco. Really chic, clowny, clever, intelligent, elevated. The look with the reveal and without the reveal is really well done, so well balanced. The wig, the makeup, everything is so cohesive. She worked with materials and textures that are really difficult to make them blend as a whole. The reveal itself was really nice. The earrings, the bracelets, I insist, the work of textures, it's insane. The taste behind all this look, all this vision, just perfection. I repeat it, I have third, second, and first place, a tie with a 5. Now, Jorgeous. High fashion, oversized realness, so well thought, so intelligent, the best execution possible. Yes, this category is about having a reveal, but this look, just itself, the oversized one, is already screaming perfection. There are no misses, for real. I just think this is the best look we have seen from Georgia so far. And she has brought a lot of pretty good looks this season. Also, I'm glad how she tried here something different, something out of her comfort zone. Then we have the reveal and just perfection. Again, no miss. And the reveal was perfect. And okay, the wig totally matches with the two looks. So, just perfection. And finally, Irene. Again, in a tie with Jorgeous and Bosco with a 5. The level head this has. Clever, uncanny valley, royalty, expensive, elevated. All the first look is really well done, all the aesthetic and vision. The reveal was perfect. The look after the reveal, no miss. The work of texture, difficult to execute. A look that can look this expensive with not much rhinestones and just a nude monochromatic color. There's not necessity for more. I think everything is on point. The hanging fabric from the arms and the silhouette elevates a lot the look and reinforces the aesthetic she is selling. Along the feathers, the patterns, perfection. And well, that was said. So on the critiques, I think was obvious the ones who received good critiques and the ones who don't. For sure, Cynthia was not favored even though we had a kinda Lexi love moment with her praise from Ru. Aja and Mistress also received bad critiques. Ginger and Jorgeous are the ones who received best critiques. And as you know, the winner is Ginger. And as I said, she just had no competition. And she deserves it. You know, for sure, I would love to see if she had competition in the Snatch game, but that was not the case. I mean, and she deserved it. There you go. Now, I'm just checking the bottoms. Not gonna lie to you. Aja is my 4th bottom, so I do agree that we do see Aja here, okay, in the bottoms. But Jorgeous is 3rd bottom for me. So it's insane to see how she was in the top this episode. Because again, her performance was really flat and Lydia is in the bottom as well. And Lydia was literally my top 2. So Okay. You know it. Mistress and Cuckoo in the bottom two. This was my actual bottom two in the rankings. For me, these results are making more sense than the actual results we have seen in all the last episodes besides the bracket one. On the lip sync, it was a good song decision, I think. This is what the queens do in the bars, and why not do it here? Just like Ginger had the snatch game in the back, Mistress had this lip sync in the back. She did a really good job. She wins, and well, Cynthia also has a chance to return to the competition, which truly I didn't expect. And that's it. That was the episode. Please tell me your thoughts. Do you agree with Ginger being in the top? And Jorgeous deserve to be in the top? Lydia deserve any better? Tell me everything, please. And that was everything for this emission. This was Pedro, and see you on the next one. Bye!